Okay, so for today's video, we're just going to be reviewing the test. So the test you took over Class Kick. I'm just going to be going over the answers with you. If you want to go back and fix your answers, you can, or you can just watch the video and make sure that you understand. If you do go back and fix answers to make your grade better, you are going to have to either click resubmit in Google Classroom or just comment on it and let me know that you fixed it so I can go back and change your grade. So for the first one, it says name the fraction that is shaded. There is one piece shaded out of 4 pieces altogether. That fraction is 1/4. Number 2, estimate to partition the rectangle into thirds. Use the line function. So some of you did not do this one. What you had to do is come up here using the add line function and partition the rectangle into thirds. So you needed 3 equal pieces. So you just had to draw 2 lines, breaking it into 3 equal pieces. And that earned you 1 point. Number 3, write in the blank. Which model correctly shows 1/3? So over here you can see there are 3 equal pieces, but all the pieces are different sizes. This one you can see there are 3 pieces and they all look like they're the same size, so we're thinking that's the correct one. And when you look over here, also 3 equal pieces, but you can see that this one in the middle is bigger than the other 2, so we know that B is the model that correctly shows 1/3. And when you were typing in your answers, it didn't matter whether they were capital or lowercase, it's still going to give you that point. Number 4, look at the model below. There are blank equal parts in all. So you had to count how many pieces all together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There are 10 equal parts in all. Blank parts are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts are shaded. And then we go on to the next page. Number 5, look at the model below. Blank sevenths are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those sevenths are shaded. Number 6, fill in the blank. Which 2 shapes are divided into equal parts? So if you look at A, this side and this side are the exact same size. So A is divided into equal parts. If you look at B, this piece here is way bigger than this piece here, so that is not equal parts. Over here on C, all 6 of those pieces are the same size, so C is the other shape with equal parts. Number 7, the shape below represents 1 whole. Write the fraction for the shaded part. The shaded part is, well, there's 1 piece shaded. Out of 3, 6. 1/6 is shaded. Fill in the chart below. Total number of equal parts. So if you look, there's 2, 4, 6 equal parts or equal pieces. Total number of equal parts shaded. Well, only one of those pieces is shaded. Unit form, remember unit form is when we write the word. So 1 piece is shaded, and there are 6 pieces all together, so we're going to type 6. 1/6 is shaded, and in fraction form, that looks like that, 1/6. Number 9, each model below is 1 whole. Write the fraction that is shaded. So here there's 1 piece shaded. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces all together. 1/7 is shaded. Here 1 piece is shaded. We have 2 pieces all together. 1/2 is shaded. Over here 1 piece is shaded. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mom, the pizza.
So 1/9 is shaded. Now remember, if we're going too fast through these and you need to stop and go back and change your answer or take a look, you can always pause the video. Number 10, fill in the chart below. Total number of equal parts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Okay, so 4 equal parts. Total number of shaded equal parts. There are 2 parts that are shaded. Unit fraction. So unit fraction is saying if you're looking at one of these pieces, what fraction is that piece worth? Well, if we look at just one piece, that's 1 piece out of 4, so the unit fraction is 1/4. And then the fraction shaded, well, we already said there's 2 pieces shaded out of 4 pieces altogether, so that would be 2/4. Number 11, write the fraction that is not shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those pieces are not shaded out of 8 pieces altogether. So the fraction not shaded is 7/8. Number 12, the fraction strip below is 1 whole. Write the fractions to label the shaded and unshaded parts. So this arrow points to this box, and that is going around 1, 2, 3 pieces out of the 4 pieces, so that's 3/4. And then this arrow is pointing to just that one shaded piece, which is 1 out of the 4 pieces, and that is 1/4. Number 13, complete the number bond below. So if this is 1 whole, this part is 2/7. We have to figure out how many sevenths is left to complete this whole. Well, if we have 7 pieces, we've already used 2 of them. 7 minus 2 equals 5. So that means 5/7 is what would go over here. And 5 plus 2 equals 7, so we know that's right. 7/7 would be 1 whole. Number 14, each shape represents 1 whole. Fill in the chart below. So this is where some people got stuck. It says each shape represents 1 whole. So this is not 1 whole, just one of these pieces is 1 whole. So the unit fraction would be 1/3. Because you're looking at how many would 1 piece be worth? Well, 1 piece would be worth 1 out of 3 pieces altogether. What is the total number of units shaded? So now we're going to count all of them. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 11 pieces are shaded. So what is the fraction shaded? Well, we have 11 pieces shaded, and they're broken into thirds. So we said over here that 1/3 is the unit fraction. So the bottom number is going to be thirds. So we have 11 thirds shaded. Now because this top number, remember if we wrote it like this, 11 thirds, because the top number or the numerator is larger, we know we have more than 1 whole. And when you look over here, we do have more than 1 piece. So we know that that fraction matches. Number 15, each fraction strip below is 1 whole. All the fraction strips are equal in length. A, shade 1 fractional unit in each strip. Use the highlighter to shade. So this one, a lot of people skipped as well. This was still worth a point even though it didn't have a box. So you had to come up to the highlighter and shade 1 fractional unit in each strip. So I'm going to shade 1/4, which is right here. Right here it tells me 1/3, so I shade 1/3, and here is 1/2, so I shade 1/2. So that was worth 1 point if you did the shading there. B says fill in the blank. Which fraction is the biggest? So I put an A, B, and C next to the fractions in the fraction strip. Well, which piece that you shaded was the most? Well, down here, 1/2, you shaded the most here. So that would be C. So C is the biggest fraction. C, fill in the blank. Which fraction is the smallest? Well, up here, the 1/4 had the least amount of shading, and that was A. So A is the smallest. Number 16, Anna ate 1/2 of a small carrot. Louis ate 1/4 of a small carrot. A, draw a picture or fraction model to show your answer. So you had two options there. You could either just draw a fraction strip how you normally would, or you could draw a picture of an actual carrot. I'm just going to go ahead and draw fraction strips like we're used to. So here's Anna's carrot. Here's Louis's carrot. And this was also worth a point making these drawings. So some of you skipped that as well and lost out on that point. So if you want, you can always go back for those few questions that you had to do something that wasn't just fill in the blank, and you can go back and earn some extra points there. So Anna ate 1/2 of a carrot. So we need to break this into 2 equal pieces and shade one of them because she ate 1/2. Louis ate 1/4 of a carrot, so we need to break his into 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he ate 1 piece, so we're going to shade one of them. Okay, here's our picture. Next, we had to fill in the blank with who ate more, Anna or Louis. Well, if you look, Anna has more shaded, so Anna ate more. So drawing that picture really helped you be able to answer B. Number 17, Eileen and Jack used the same triangle to create one whole. They wanted to show a fractional unit of 1/4. A, fill in the blank. Who did it correctly, Eileen, Jack, or both? Well, if you look at their triangles over here, they wanted to show a fractional unit of 1/4. Eileen has 4 pieces, so 1 piece would be worth 1/4. Jack has 4 pieces, so 1 piece would be worth 1/4. So, who did it correctly? Well, even though they drew different pictures, they both still represented a fractional unit of 1/4. So they both did it correctly. So you just had to write both. Number 18 was extra credit. Make up your own math problem and solve. It must be a problem involving fractions. So you can use the text button to type text. A lot of you skipped this one. It was worth up to 3 extra credit points. So for any of you that didn't do, some of the shading and the drawings, those were worth 3 points. So if you did the extra credit, you gained those points back. You can use the text button to type in a question. Okay, and then you can use the pen function to solve it. So for mine, if I had half a pizza, how much did I not eat? That would be 1/2. Okay, simple enough, and that was worth 3 points. That is it for the test, so make sure you went ahead and you did all 5 of those pages. Remember, there were a few problems. Let's go back to page 1. Number 2, that was worth a point that you had to fill in. Number 15, you had to do some shading. And then number 16A, you had to do a drawing. Those were all worth 3 more points. So that makes the test worth 33 points, and then the extra credit was worth up to 3 points as well. If you have any questions on that, make sure you come into my office hours. And then on Thursday, we will be doing the Module 5 the end of Module 5 assessment. So this mid-module was over the first half of Module 5, and then the next test will be under the will be the last half of Module 5. So then those 2 grades together will tell you how you are doing on fractions for Module 5 going into 4th grade. That is it for today.